Kind of forgotten how to do this. I might be a little bit quiet. Just generally not having much to say. Been a minute. Well, everything looks like it's set up correctly. Yeah, I really don't want Billie Eilish on my screen, like half sticking her tongue out, half not, making a pog face. Something about that, I don't know, man. Put your pog away. Just leave it on CPP reference. Nothing could possibly go wrong doing that. Yeah, so I have been working on this actually, believe it or not, quite a bit since the last time I streamed. Just today, doing a lot of cleanup and refactoring with some of my. Currently, I'm using HTTP for the internet stuff, and just did some cleanup work with it. Things are really, really coming along. Quite honest. Like I know we already had like a basic, almost telnet type system here. Um, but I've done some work, particularly on the what do you call it? On the actual Lua code here that this is running, among many other things. Like just like a little program that'll print out all of the components. There's man comp. I need to work on that. It's really not like huge high up on the agenda. I'm not 100% sure what it is I want to do. So I'm just going to kind of keep going as I was. Um, let's say, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be a little bit quiet for a bit until I remember how to do live streaming. I forgot that it was nil. I have climbed out of my grave. What's up, Mighty Loopy? I live. I live. You live. We all live. Hopefully. If you're dead, you might want to go see a doctor. It's probably not too good. I got a new microphone. This one should be a little bit less silly and not just unplug constantly. Um, could have sworn there was a way you could get it as a like non-pattern, something really silly. And doesn't matter. Yeah, so we're gonna be doing various things. I want to get this band component thing worked out a little better because I just need something that will, like what I have here. I can print out all the components that are in the computer with Comp's program, but being able to look at the APIs available is always good, and all that information is already available, so it shouldn't be hard. What is this shitting its pants about? Yes, you can. Shut up. Stupid, stupid. How are y'all doing, by the way? I have to build it like this because I have to have that script get copied to the build directory. It does hot reloading like it's nobody's problem, but just because of the way I've set up my CMake project here, it's just kind of how it is. Arguments, that's good. That send keyword right there is basically just shoving everything to the right of it to the server and into the computer. And that's just, again, like basically telnet. And we're just getting sent everything the computer emits. Okay, so let's try that memory component 87E. Okay, well, that's a good sort of sign. Kind of. It shouldn't be printing nil. I was hoping I'd get something different. We're working on Astrum, which basically is BME in a sense. That makes any sense at all. Um, it's like Screeps or something where we have clients able to connect to a server and run their code there. So we have these nice little sandboxed machines running in a nice little sandbox virtual world, and we're interacting with it through this terminal here. Man cope. Hey, that's correct. Yes, that was our component. I gave it the little shorthand 5d6, and it said, yep, that's what I got. What's something I'll get multiples for? Okay, if I start it with 4, we'll hit 1 GPU and 1 memory component. Awesome. I would like it to like print out the matches, but it's not really important right now. Cool. That's all working. Say, print out the address. Type. Why don't we do it like this? It'll make it a little prettier. And then for each of the methods, we'll print them. What's fun about this little like, basically this is literally like an operating system that I'm putting together here within the Lua. And what's really fun is since it's the sort of like default operating system, and I want to provide a reason to make a better one, or at least incentivize it, we can make it as shitty as we want. So we can get as fancy with the Lua as desired. There's no need to like um, be too frugal because it's perfectly fine if this is like fairly inefficient. There should be a reason to do better. Not that what I'm writing right now is particularly egregious, but Whether the method is called directly or not, I don't really get that. Just do this a little differently. I know, man. Isn't that crazy? Told you I wasn't dead. Like, there are two main things that kind of killed me wanting to stream. Um, Number one, my mic being like really why this is terrible. Um, but yeah, my mic like constantly unplugging was extremely irritating. And then, well, losing my original Twitch account is beyond infuriating. Okay, let's try that file system component. Man, freaking tastic! I love it. So this just literally is printing out the API available methods here. The call signature, what it returns. No description, but that could be resolved. I think the stuff within the code to have a description probably already exists, and I'm just not sending it to Lua. The way this is done, I should be able to write an assembly version of the virtual machine as well, which is a good time. That makes me very, very happy to see. And by the way, we're not storing passwords in plain text. I just thought that was a funny title. Sub H Pix. And how are you doing, Arnold? I don't know if I asked or not, but I meant to. Today, y'all, we're just working on Astra more. I don't know if you heard it, but I wrote another sound system. I'll restart this in a moment, or maybe just set it up on repeat. I'm really, really proud actually of the sound system. It's one of the like it was one of the cleanest things I've done in a while. Everything just fell into place. When I ran into issues, writing a little abstraction fixed everything. And it went so smoothly. Even I was like, "Damn! Like I made that look easy." Nice little simple API. Yeah, Astrum's my game. Doing all right, Arnold. Not too bad. Nice simple API. I was good and documented everything except for that. You didn't see it though. There's still lots of improvements to be made, but it can do Like I said, I don't know. I haven't really stress tested it, but you can do at least I think 4 or 5 that I've proven. Sound like things being played simultaneously and everything's cool. It's not a particularly optimized mixing setup, but it's pretty damn solid. And in terms of like a naive implementation, um, maybe a couple thousand lines of code at the most, built off of SDL, of course, but set that to repeat. And if we do this, should be able to hear it. Make sure that's the case. Pretty neat, right? Of course, you can have like lots of them playing, change the volume. No like panning and stuff, but it's not too hard to do. And none of that would be new. Yeah, hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper, dude. It's amazing. So I just removed the repeating flag and now it should. Cool. Okay, I guess I removed the sound test thing. Oh, it doesn't do anything. This used to play Scatman's World. I want to real quick see how far this branch is coming so far. Yeah, it's starting to look a lot better. Like last month, I only had maybe 7,000 lines modified with what I did, which is really like it's fine, but not my normal. This is like, yeah, about 1,200 in a day. Feels about right. And not all of it was just deleting files. It's the fun part. Game loading. We're not doing that right now, though. I have zero patience for it. Okay, do something quick here. Get it set up so I can redirect logs to a file, especially with some of the more intensive logging I want to do. It would be nice to not just have that clog up existence. Oh shit, and then I need to do the storage components API because I wanted to add the first bit of gameplay today. Will involve it. Gee, yeah, why don't we do that instead of worrying about the logging? I don't think logging is really important right now. Neither is getting a little bit of gameplay in, but it seemed like a fun thing to do and not too hard. Storage. Uh, Visual Studio is this. Or I'm using Visual Studio and VS Code apparently. Yeah, we have those functions already. Get capacity, get free capacity, get used capacity. That's pretty cool. Where are those defined? Where are they defined? What? Let's just add a little bit of extra stuff here. Get at least a little bit of information. Forgot where this is. Uh, Here? No, here. Dude, why don't I remember? Oh my goodness. Uh, There, found it. Sorry. The server side I haven't actually done much with in a while, at least not in terms of like the actual gameplay code, or as close to there is as gameplay code. I know that this get resource type name could be a just const expert function and just stick it in the header. But in the long run, I think this is going to make a bit more sense. Just realize that it's probably the screen's probably too small to be viewed. Like I said, it's been a little while. Cool. Like menial little work here. Yeah, the fact that this isn't even testing if it's a valid type, resource type provided, really, really bothers me. And if it's not, how the hell do we report errors? Once again, it's been a little while. Why is it unable to just use that function? There it is. Completely having issues. Um, then I have to say the component, or maybe can't really say the component though. That's the problem. I just give it the argument number. I don't even know. Wasn't really meant to be used like this. Okay, then what happens when we say invoke? Yeah, this was utterly useless. Thank you, Visual Studio. Oh, this is lovely. Nice and commented, lots of green. I don't even care about the actual contents of the comments. I just love the coloring. So pretty. This is weird, but it actually is going to be something like this, which I'm not exactly happy about, but it is what it is. Forgot how like intricate this was getting. It's not overly complex for the sake of it. It's as complex as it needs to be. But there's a lot that has to happen. Check type here. Yeah, okay, that's what it's doing as well. Giving it a phony component address and then giving it the argument number. Something further up the chain handles it, which isn't really exactly a good thing. It's very smelly. This should be fine. Why don't we go ahead and add another one of these? Add argument value. Just so we have a little bit of differentiation. And also, I think we need to assume index 0 rather than the unintuitive thing of correcting for Lua, because I think we already correct for Lua somewhere else. Okay. Right. Let's just throw the program together real quick. Print out all the storages we find connected. Then we already showed APIs work. We can do component.proxy to make our lives a little easier. There is no component storage documentation. Great. So we could just say get total capacity. Get capacity, and then there's like free and used. Is okay. Oh, the program did get sent. That's neat. Add argument value. Yay! That's correct. And just check again. So we see 10,000 total capacity of the storage. There's going to be nothing in it, so used capacity will just be 0. Should probably turn off that audio file playing. It's not very important. And why did it not update my stuff? Hmm. Hold on, let me just double check that it's actually using the right thing. It isn't, because of course it isn't. I build. There is work to do. Shut up. Stupid. You lie. But thing changed. All right. Brute forcing it. Finally. Usually it'll pick up if something changed, but I guess I need to fix something about that. I know I've written a correct one, the correct code for that in CMake before. I don't know why it's wrong there. Sad factory enjoyers. I don't even think I have I don't even think I have emotes fully set up yet. What's up, Potato Man? How are you doing? Yeah, it didn't pick up my change there. We might just have to do a little bit of CMake. I know it's everybody's favorite. Yeah, it's almost like it's not actually getting all of the directory contents. Is there like a limit? Is this even being used? Clearly it is. Man, C-Make is so beautiful and elegant. Don't y'all agree? Okay, it says there's 24. Now it shows there's 25, which is correct. Like I'm so impressed at how terrible C-Make is, man, and how yet even like despite this works so damn well. I don't even get too fancy with my C-Make. So like who really knows how far that rabbit hole goes? I want to go back in time and like and make function calls make sense and be normal and make, I don't know, say incrementing a variable not be as horrible as it is. It's almost funny. I know I've shown it many times and plenty of y'all will already know like what it is, but like yeah, I end up using like literally I end up using Python for all sorts of scripting stuff, especially related to general build stuff, but like it doesn't get better than CMake. It's just CMake is so good at what it does. Its flaws are kind of ignorable, you know. You can get over it. So it is really strange that this isn't very happy with my existence. Like I'm fairly sure I got it right. It looks correct. Yes, those are absolute paths. So no, I don't think this is the right. I don't think it's exactly what I want. Like it makes sense what I wrote, but I wanted to change. I wanted to update when I modify the file, which it thought it was doing. Yeah, copying directory to build scripts, make some modifications, build, copying directory to build scripts. Yeah, so it was. So why wasn't it doing it when whatever? You know what? I'm gonna say it's a Visual Studio problem. Anyways, cool. I'll have to make this a little bit less awful. some point. Nice. All right. Should be something or another. Detailed commit message. My favorite commit message. We can now see the contents. So why don't we make the contents actually hold something? Add component storage. No, it is definitely closed source, but it will be a game. And when I'm like tired of working on it, assuming I actually end up releasing it at some point, then it will be made open source. But not until then. Okay. We want to do this. One way I've set up things to be able to manipulate these components from within the C++ code, but without exposing anything, is by making hidden methods that are added to the API. They're not actually exposed to Lua, but you can still do some funkiness. So why don't we do that? You can set capacity. I don't actually have a way of saying set amount. Interesting. That's the amount of a resource stored. Well, we can have this return how much was actually able to be put in there. Almost like if you have a like let's say you have I don't know, standard copy, right? It returns the iterator where it ended up at for the destination. So this would be like returning how much stuff was actually moved. I know that probably made like 0 sense. Oh my goodness. Um, it's been a while since I've streamed. And then like if the resource is actually not allowed in the container, we'll just return 0. Like too easy. Although this doesn't exactly work. I know it does. Kind of smart. Okay. Because it's the per type limit, and that's how I'm defining whether it's allowed or not. If the per type limit is set to 0, then it's like, oh, this isn't allowed. Yeah, it's exactly what it says. This exists almost entirely to allow restricting what can be held. Okay, good job, past me. You did good. I'm just gonna add some helper methods. It's not gonna hurt anything. There should be slightly different. I think we just static cast directly to size T. That would be fine. Cool. Set amount. Since this is an internal method, doing the additional checking on it is a little overkill. as it's like if I screw up the method call, which should only be happening from my code, C++, plus plus, if I screw that up, then I think I kind of deserve the punishment of having a bug. How do I return things? Why do I not remember? Oh, because it's not a VTN. I was like, I'm fairly sure I had this set up nice and clean where it would just accept whatever you gave it and go, hey, I can return that. Real fancy. Saying, okay, why is it not happy with that? Folks, it needs something else. There should be a way of making it hidden. I don't remember what it is though. Ah, set internal. Yeah, that's actually insane. Forgot that I did the chaining setup. Okay, with that, now we can invoke the method. Only took so damn long because I'd forgotten too many things. Set used capacity arguments. Set energy I don't know, let's just say 1,000 right now. And why are you so unhappy? I see, that's disgusting. Huh. Anyways, let's see what happens. So before we saw there was nothing in the storage. Now there should be something in the storage. Oh, okay, there is something in the storage. It just doesn't know what it is, or doesn't think it's the energy. Nice. Almost a success. And I know exactly what the problem is, of course. 0 is not a valid resource type. There it is. Easy peasy, man. So my first bit of gameplay, I mean, like, the stuff that needs to be in place for that to actually happen. I don't think I'm gonna do that today. It'll be a short stream. So when the computer is updated, don't fully remember where that occurs. Get to it from here. When it's updated, I'm just gonna have it tick the energy down by 1. This is a very shitty way of doing this. I'm gonna get its manager and make this a lot easier. Not the right way of doing this by any stretch of the imagination, but it'll be okay. What's up, dude? Be pretty funny if I just ended the stream right now, wouldn't it? Yeah, I bet you'd be very amused. It's been all right. How have you been? Change of profession. That's neat. Is that a good thing? And if it isn't, then I hope it becomes a good thing. I don't know. It's been a while since I've streamed. I've kind of forgotten how to like talk to people. Feeling comfy? Hell yeah, man. Yeah, this does not want me to like everything I am doing right now is screaming, whatever you're doing is wrong. Stop doing it right this moment. You're gonna do something you shouldn't. Yeah, things are good, brother. Let me do this the right way then. Definitely gonna want a helper method for this. In fact, I might just go write it right now because this is really going to kill me having to do it every time. It's the same project we worked on when I was streaming previously, Astrum. I'm putting in the stuff that needs to exist for the first piece of gameplay I want to add. Yeah, I've been working on it since then. Do not fear. Current used capacity. I guess this should not be doing any logic. Then this will return the new quantity of the resource stored. There. Now we're not doing any logic in code that should not be doing any real logic. Okay, my phone's being extremely annoying. Here, one text message and just fly right off the handle. Resource type, say energy, and -1. And why are you unhappy? You literally have no right to be unhappy. Oh, you do. Never mind. You're free to be unhappy if you don't want to be happy. Okay, it's happy now. This will tick that down 0 when we implement the method, of course. Get this exposed. And the logic for this is going to be ever so slightly annoying. How much we have stored, how much room left there is, then I guess we would say, so if count is negative, and we might do it like this just because it's easier. Count is negative. We just want to prevent this from going below 0. I think that works. Be negative. Yeah, sure. And this says set amount. This needs to be equals. Return something different, please. Cool. If it's greater than or equal to 0, then we can do this the other way. Super lazy. I'm sure, like, I thought about it for a few moments. This could be a little prettier. But I have like zero desire to do so. Okay, pretty enough. And then wherever the hell that update thing was happening, I don't remember. Nice. Okay, there it is. Modify use capacity by -1. Sure. All right, let's see what occurs. Quantity type's probably unsigned. Holy shit, I'm amazing. Okay, let's fix that real quick. Good enough. Cool. We can already see it ticking down. 988, 984. And it's just ticking down constantly, like regardless of basically everything. Neat. So the actual bit of gameplay I wanted to add was I think I have the ability to move around. We have an ability to look around, essentially. All of that programmatically. Now we can see energies falling. There are already energy sources in the world. And so it would just be another step or two, like adding a new component or whatever, um, to be able to like collect it and then make that number go back up. And that would be the very first bit of gameplay, I guess. Neat. All right, that's probably it for today. Might be back on later, maybe not, but I will be back again much, much sooner than it was since the last time I've streamed. Don't worry. With the new mic, a lot less irritating. I hope to see you all around. Y'all have a good one. And I'm always in the Discord if you need me. See you, Cellophane. See you, Faye. Y'all have a good one.